Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a short video, although some rather big news. Obviously, yesterday Donald Trump was found guilty of committing 34 counts of felonies in the state of New York. Um, he's still able and eligible to run for president, obviously, and he obviously is going to be continuing to run for president of the United States. But this is the first time in American history, first time in 230 something odd years since the 1789, when George Washington became president, that a president has been convicted in a court of law, or a former president, and somebody who is now the leading candidate for president of the United States. This is very, very unprecedented in American history, the first time in history. Obviously, I just have this CNN headline up. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to be talking for the most part, and I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on how I think this is going to be affecting the American voter base. What we see here, what we see happening here, is in my mind nothing new. I think that uh, this is not going to change anyone's minds in particular at all. People, and I think that most people agree on this, is that people made up their minds on whether or not they liked President Trump in 2015 when he decided to run for president. Yes, there have been some people that have changed their minds on him over the last 8 years, a few people. But overall, people made their decisions on him a long time ago. Now that he's been guilty of committing a felony or felonies, this is nothing new. I mean, this is a man who has been impeached 2 times. He's been indicted. He's had a mugshot taken of him. He's had investigation after investigation. He's had so many things, um, and so many different, I guess you could say, legal things to attack him. And frankly, he only gets stronger afterward. The only thing that I see coming from this is a more enthused Trump base. This is only going to increase enthusiasm for those Trump supporters to come out and decide to vote for him on November 5th. This is not going to make any more Democrats be like, oh, wow, I mean, I have to come out and vote for Trump, because they already um, view Donald Trump, the Democrats view him as a threat. So if there is going to be a large amount of turnout on behalf of the Democrats, it won't be pro Biden turnout. It'll be anti Trump turnout. However, many of the Democrats right now are very dissatisfied with the way that President Biden has been handling a lot of things, especially the situation in Gaza. That is a major rift in the Democrat Party right now, and it will be a significant cause of their downfall if they are not able to sort that out by November 5th. But there isn't much enthusiasm to get out and vote for Biden. However, Donald Trump, with the Republicans, they see this as political persecution. They see this as Joe Biden and the Democrats going after Donald Trump. Of course, it's not Joe Biden in particular, but it is the Democrats writ large prosecuting Donald Trump. And Alvin Bragg, he's a Democrat DA in New York. You have Fannie Willis, another Democrat in Georgia. You have Letitia James, literally campaigning, obviously a Democrat, as you know, on locking Donald Trump up. And then you see the Jack Smith case on January 6th in the Capitol. This was viewed as the weakest of all the cases. However, this is a jury in New York City. Honestly speaking, frankly, I mean, this is a jury in New York City. Everybody knows who Donald Trump is. It is incredibly, incredibly difficult to say that you're going to get that Donald Trump would ever get a fair jury for a fair trial in New York City. It's a heavily Democratic area. And while, of course, you see him driving around, you see him doing some campaign stops. At the end of the day, Manhattan voted in favor of Joe Biden, I believe, over 70%. I mean, it's just over 80%, maybe. It's just not even close. So, Donald Trump does have a point when he says that, in my opinion. But yeah, I see this guilty verdict as nothing more than a boost for Trump. I think the Democrats really screwed themselves over by pushing this, and by I think they looked at the polls, and I think when they were looking at the polls and it said, if Donald Trump is convicted of a felony, will you still vote for him? And maybe there was some shift, a little bit of shift, saying they'd vote for Biden. That's just, I think, people, kind of getting that feeling, when they're listening to the poll, responding, but that's not how they're going to vote long term. That's not really what they're going to end up doing. Maybe somebody, the pollster, goes and says that to them, and they'll be like, oh, well, obviously not. If he's convicted of committing a crime, I can't vote for him at that point. But really, that's not how the American voter thinks. Maybe they'll say that in a poll, but you have to realize that come election day, they're not going to be voting based on that priority. They'll be voting based on a lot of other things, especially issues like the economy and immigration. Those are the top two issues this election year. It's not COVID. It's not anything else. It's not BLM, which is what you had, social justice. It's not. That's what you had in 2020. Right now, what you're seeing in what people are concerned about is the economy and immigration, and that's more so a referendum on Joe Biden. Now, the media and anybody can try and make um, all of these things about Trump as negative as they want. At the end of the day, the American people are voting about how much money they have in their pocketbook, and I guess immigration this year, because there's a lot of issues with people have a lot of issues with immigration and the border and the amount of people that have come into the country over Biden's administration. So those are my thoughts on this trial. And whatever happens with Trump, even if they send him to jail, whatever they try and do, it's only going to make his base more enthusiastic. Now, I don't know, I really don't know what I think that it's only going to amp up. Everything is going to amp up between now and November 5th. It's going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. There's a pattern. Obviously, all the election years seem to be so crazy. I wonder why. I mean, it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like I definitely feel as if, at least what I've gotten from this is that both parties. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Try to really, really, get people's blood boiling um, these election years. They want people to come out and vote, and therefore you have all of these things in the media and the news that you see coming, and you're like, "Wow, what's going on?" And this happens in my mind every. I mean, 2020, of course, what a crazy year. COVID, you had BLM, you had so many things going on. Those are two. Those are just the two main ones. I mean, so many other things. Um, 2016, a bunch of things. I mean, you go all the way back, probably to 2016, probably since Donald Trump really took control of the political atmosphere in the United States. Before that, 2012, there was photo ops and everything like that, but nothing big, nothing crazy. Um, but yeah, here you go. This is my thoughts on the Trump verdict. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Trump verdict and how you think this will affect the election going forward. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you all soon.